the first thing that has been given here is imposed load on the beam. Okay, imposed load on the beam is they have been given here. The question itself, see, I'll read out the question. Rectangular beam is subjected to UDL of 10 kilonewton per meter. Okay, the 10 kilonewton per meter that is been given in the question, that I am going to write it here. That is 10 kilonewton per meter. Okay, that is excluding self weight. So what is the difference between the imposed load? What is the, then I need to write the self weight, total ultimate load. Okay, everything I will explain you in detail. Fine, see here, I'm drawing a beam. Okay, these are the two supports. According to the question, they have been told it carries a imposed, that is of UDL, not a point load. Okay, in the question they have been given uniformly distributed load. Okay, that is 10 kilonewton per meter. Okay, this has been given in the question. Okay, so this is the imposed load. Then what is the self weight of the beam? Okay, here I had written it is excluding self weight. Okay, this is just the external load that you are acting on the beam. And what is self weight means? So this is the self weight, that is the amount of matter which is contained in a body. Okay, you know the concrete, the beam is made up of concrete, and the concrete is a heterogeneous material which consists of concrete as well as, beam is a heterogeneous material which consists of concrete and steel. Okay, so ultimately because of this, concrete has some density and steel has some density. Okay, due to this, the beam should hold a self weight. Okay, that is self weight. So now you came to know the difference between what is the imposed load. Imposed load is the external load which is acted upon the beam, and the self weight is the amount of matter which is contained in the body, that is the beam. Beam is made up of concrete and steel, so it holds the self weight. So how to calculate the self weight? Self weight of the beam will be equal to density of the concrete, fine, into width of the beam. I'll just represent it in B, and depth of the beam. So what is depth of the beam? The beam concept, you know, I'm just writing here. Okay, so this will be the breadth of the beam and this will be the depth of the beam. Okay, I'm writing it big D. This is overall depth of the beam. Okay, small d, effective depth of the beam means this, don't get confused. Here I am writing whole. Okay, so this is the longitudinal section, this is the cross section, this is the overall depth of the beam, this is the width of the beam, and into self weight I am going to get a, into density of the concrete I am going to get a self weight of the beam. So what is the density of the concrete? It is 25 kilonewton per meter cube. Okay, be careful with the units. Okay, it is in meter, kilonewton per meter cube. And the breadth of the beam, what is the breadth of the beam? The breadth of the beam is nothing but a width of the beam, that is 230. Okay, I am writing here 230. So what is the unit? It is in mm, but it is in meter. Okay, I just convert it into 10 to the power minus 3. So it got converted into the meter. And again, what is the depth of the beam? Depth of the beam is, you can see overall depth of the beam is 500. I am just writing here 500 into 10 to the power minus 3. The same thing, it is in mm and I am converting it into the meter. So now I will get a self weight of the beam, that is 2.875. 2.875 kilonewton per meter. Okay, this is the self weight of the beam. So I'll now substitute the value of self weight of the beam over here. So this is equal to, same thing, opening the bracket, density of the concrete. What is the density of the concrete? It is 25 into, again I'll open the bracket, into breadth of the beam. I'll come up, width of the beam, fine. I need to convert it into mm. So into 10 to the power minus 3, that is shift 6. Shift 6, if you are pressing a shift 6, you will get a power column like this, minus 3. I will close the bracket, again multiplied by depth of the beam, right? I am going to here and I am clicking on the depth of the beam, into 10 to the power minus 3. I am closing the bracket. Okay, enter. See 2.88, the same thing I had got here. So the next concept is total ultimate load. So what is total ultimate load? I'll just explain you here. So I'll just rub the top things, okay? So they're asking us to find total ultimate load. Before that I'll calculate total load. So what is total load? Total load is equal to imposed load on the beam, that is 10 kilonewton per meter, plus self weight of the beam 2.88. okay, the total load will become 12.88. so what is total ultimate load? Total ultimate load is equal to total load, that is 12.88 into factor of safety, that is 1.55. so 1.5 is the factor of safety that you know. So I'll get an answer to be 19.32. 19.32. okay, that is total ultimate load. I'll substitute the value in here. This will be equal to total load. Total load means imposed load on the beam plus self weight. I'll just close the bracket into what is the factor of safety, it is 1.5. okay, I had made this column yellow because this is predefined. I can change. See, sometimes in the question they may give us what is the imposed load on the beam may change because they may give 12. See, ultimately this is getting changed. okay, 22.31. if they give 14, see 25.31. now they have been given 10, so I am giving, so we got 19.31. you can see we have got manually 19.31 and in the Microsoft Excel we are getting 19.31. so the next concept is you need to find the bending moment. See, you are not able to, I just wrote here maximum bending moment. It is hiding something because I had minimized this column. okay, fine. So maximum bending moment and maximum shear force. So first of all I'll tell you what is meant by maximum bending moment and what is maximum shear force. Yeah, okay, so I am just drawing one beam like this. okay, what is given in the question? In the question they have been given simply supported beam subjected to UDL carrying a load something W. okay, this W I'll take it as total ultimate load, that is 19.31 or something. so this is the concept. So here I am drawing a shear force diagram and here I am drawing a bending moment diagram for this condition. okay, this condition, okay, fine. Shear force, so reaction will be equal to WL by 2. reaction, let me take this point as A and this point as B. RA is equal to WL by 2 and RB is equal to WL by 2. Fine, if I am drawing a shear force here, it comes to be like this. This is WL by 2 at the left hand and at the right hand it will be negative, that is WL by 2. Shear force comes like this. The formula for shear force is WL by 2. okay, what about bending moment? okay, in the simply supported beam the end moments, okay, the end moments will be 0. bending moment at the center will be maximum. So what is the value here? WL square by 8. bending moment is equal to WL square by 8. So this is the concept. okay, this shear force and bending moment, drawing shear force and bending moment is very important to know. okay, if you want to know more about this, okay, I had done a shear force and bending moment for various types of sections. okay, that is in my YouTube channel, shear force and how to draw shear force and bending moment diagram. If you want, if you are really interested, you can go to that video and you can see all the videos. okay, in that everything is been told. Fine, now I am coming to the bending moment. So bending moment is equal to WL square by 8, right? So what is the value of W? 19.31 into length. okay, which is the length I need to take? Whether I need to take a LC, that clear span, or effective length. okay, don't get confused. Here you need to take a effective length. That is why we have calculated the effective length. So what is the effective length? 8230. 8230. okay, don't get confused. I am underlining this. okay, this is not a clear span, this is a effective length 8230. see, 19.31, it is in kilonewton per meter. So this is in mm, 8230. You can see here effective length is in mm. So I am just converting it into 10 power minus 3 whole square WL square divided by 8. If I am going to calculate this, Yeah, it comes to be 163.49 kilonewton meter. Okay, the same thing I am going to calculate it here. So this is the bending moment I told you. This I am pressing a equal sign, opening two brackets. Okay, W into, okay, let me close the bracket, not an issue. Make use of sufficient brackets. W into effective length, see here effective length, W into L. I need to make it into mm. So 10 into 10 power minus 3. I am closing the bracket. Okay, again I am closing the bracket, divided by 8. Sorry, I forgot to put L square. Okay, if you want to make editing upon this, okay, just double click on this, you will get a formula back. So here I need to put L square, right, to the power 2. Okay, W, so this is L square by 8. So one more mistake we have done. Can anyone make it out? See, we have taken imposed load, but the thing what we need to take here is W is, that is ultimate load, right? We are not supposed to take this. So okay, I am again going here, I am double click on this, so I'll just change this, backspace. Okay, so you need to get ultimate load here. I am going to click upon this, it is going to come. Okay, this is how editing has to be done. 163.51, 163.49. Okay, somewhere equal. So the next is I need to find the shear force. I'll just rub the points. So what is the formula for shear force? It is WL by 2, right? So what is W? W is, don't get confused, not imposed load, ultimate load, that is 19.31 into L, effective length, that is 8230 into 10 power minus 3 by 2. Fine, it comes to be 79.46 kilonewton per meter. Okay, the same thing, shear force, I am going to, sorry, not kilonewton per meter, it is, sorry, it is, okay, this is just kilonewton. Okay, because W is kilonewton per meter, length is meter, meter gets cancelled, it is kilonewton. Okay, the unit for bending moment is kilonewton meter, this is kilonewton. So okay, one thing is be thorough with the units. Okay, don't get confused. So I am going to apply the shear force in the Microsoft Excel. I am opening a bracket, again I need to take ultimate load, I am closing a bracket into, okay, better I'll put one more bracket here, W into, so what is an effective length? I am converting it into 10 power minus 3, okay, divided by 2, 79.46, 79.47, somewhere equal. So the thing is fine. Next concept is very important. Check for effective depth. So what is the concept is, so this is the effective depth, okay, that we are going to calculate with some formula, and some of the effective depth that we have already calculated. Okay, effective depth, I am just making this as provided. And this is the limiting value. Effective depth is the limiting value. The answer what I am going to obtain here, it should be less than what I have provided. Okay, not an issue. I'll explain it very clearly in the manual section. Okay, I'll just write here effective depth provided. So what is the effective depth provided? That is 452 mm, right? Now here we need to calculate, check for effective depth, that is D minimum, that is the limiting value, D minimum. What the answer we are going to get over here, some x value, okay, this should be less, D minimum. Moreover, I can tell is the provided depth, right, provided depth, that is 452 mm, it should be greater than or equal to D minimum what we are getting. Then my structure will be safe, or else it will be unsafe. If it is unsafe, what I need to do? I need to increase the overall depth of the column. So this is the concept. We'll derive it, you'll understand better. Okay, we'll derive something so that you'll understand better. So I'm just rubbing the things. So if you are now not understand, then it is fine. Okay, now I will derive the things so that you will understand better. First, what I will do, D minimum, I will calculate D minimum. Okay, that is check for effective depth, D minimum. Okay, effective depth I am going to calculate, that is D minimum. That is, before we have done something is D effective. Effective depth which is provided, that is already calculated. Now D minimum, what is the formula? The formula is 0.36 FCKB into XU. Okay, I mean MU, moment, MU limit. Okay, moment is equal to 0.36 FCKB into XU. Fine, what is it? Moment is equal to 0.36 FCKB into XU into D minus 0.42 XU. So you know what is the maximum bending moment that we had already found, that is 163.51, 0.36 FCK, it is already given in the question, that is 20. Width of the column you know, XU you can calculate, D. Okay, this is the effective, that is D minimum, that we need to take out from this equation. See, if anyone is following this equation, please don't do that. Do some smart work. It is a huge big formula, it is very difficult to calculate, very difficult to substitute. Okay, so I'll give you some easy formulas for calculation. Okay, for different grades of steel there is different types of formulas. Okay, so just copy this. If they have given Fe250 steel, then MU limit is equal to 0.138, sorry, 0.148 FCK BD square. Fine. For Fe415 steel, same MU limit will be equal to 0.138 FCK BD square. For Fe500 steel, MU limit will be equal to 0.133 FCK BD square. Okay, you can either follow this, but it consumes lots of time because of the formula is literally big. Okay, so just copy this formula, and according to our question they have been given us Fe500 steel. So let us make use of this formula and we'll calculate the D. Okay, this is the D what we are going to find, what we need to find. So what is MU? Already we know that is maximum bending moment 0.38. FCK we know that is M20 concrete, and B is width of the beam or breadth of the beam. Fine. Okay, MU limit is equal to 0.138 for Fe500 steel, what they have given 0.133 FCK BD square. Let me calculate this. D is equal to root of MU divided by 0.138 FCK into B. Okay, so what is the value of MU? 163.51 into 10 to the power 6. Okay, just for the conversion I made, just go with the units and you will come to know 0.138 into FCK is 20 into B. What is the B? 230. So what is the answer you are going to get is D is equal to 516.97. Okay, 516.97 mm. So what is the D provided? Provided is 452. Fine, 452 mm. What should be the condition? D provided. Okay, this is, I just take is D minimum. Oh, according to the condition, D minimum, or okay, D minimum, or else I can write like this: D provided should be greater than or equal to D minimum. But what happening here? The condition is ulta. So what is our structure is unsafe. Okay, our structure is unsafe. So what is the remedy? I need to increase the depth of the beam. Okay, anyhow, let us enter here. Let us substitute the same value here, and I will tell you how to change the values and all. So I am coming here. So which is equal to, see, I am directly applying this formula. Okay, so how to apply the square root? See, the shortcut is SQRT. Just write SQRT. So where is the thing? Just a minute. Yeah, SQRT. I am just clicking upon this and I am opening a bracket. So what is mu? It is maximum bending moment into 10 to the power 6. 10 to the power 6 is, I am just converting the units, basic units. Just go through that. Okay, divided by, I am again opening a bracket, 0.133. Sorry, just correct here. Just a minute, this is 0.133. Okay, here I had written 0.138. Okay, just make it 0.133. Not an issue, answer will come same. Okay, 0.133. 0.138 for Fe4 on Fe steel, it is 0.133. Okay, so I am coming here, I am just applying the formula, that is which is equal to, I am just opening the two brackets and this into 10 to the power 6, sorry, 10 to the power 6, closing the bracket. So before that I need to write square root, right? Okay, square root of mu, that is maximum bending moment divided by, I am just opening the bracket again, 0.133 into FCK. What is FCK? That is grade of the concrete is FCK. Don't get confused. 20. You can also enter here, also not an issue. Okay, you can enter either there or here. FCK into width of the beam, that is 230, right? Oh God. Yeah, I'm just closing the bracket. One more bracket, pressing enter. So let me see what is the answer I had got. 516.97, the same answer I had got. But the answer is unsafe, right? So I just apply some formula here, fine, so that it directly shows safe or unsafe. Okay, so I need to enter some formula here so that my Excel sheet should show whether my structure is safe or not. So what is the formula? And just see, is equal to, if I need to enter if D provided, okay, D provided should be greater than, my condition is should be greater than or equal to D minimum. Okay, close the bracket. I'll open one more bracket here. If this condition satisfies, I'll just continue here. If this condition satisfies, then comma, it should be okay. I should write like this. Again, I need to enter comma. Comma plays a very important role, and this apostrophe comma plays a very important role. If this condition satisfies, it should show okay. That is what we have written from first comma. Second comma, if this condition doesn't satisfy, it should show an error message that increase depth, and apostrophe has to be closed, then close the bracket. Okay, so the same thing I am going to enter it here, is equal to if, okay, if I am opening a bracket, if D provided, where is D provided? This is D provided, should be greater than or equal to D minimum. So this is D minimum. I am closing a bracket. Again I am entering comma. The message it should show is, the message, the Excel format it has to show is okay. Okay, I am writing it with okay this symbol, that is okay. Let me write in caps, not an issue. Okay. Again comma, if this condition doesn't satisfy, then it should show a error report that upper inverted comma, increase DE depth. I am closing a bracket, I am giving enter. See, this is the beauty of the topic. It is showing increased depth. Okay, the structure is not safe. The error message is increased depth. It is showing increased depth. Now what I need to do here, do is, I need to increase the depth. That is overall depth. It is 500, let me increase up to 600. Okay, now I'll come down and see, now it is showing okay. Okay, the structure is safe. I'll just zoom it out. Again, if I give some lesser value, that is 400, see, it will give some value. Increased depth. The structure is not safe, increased depth. Now again, I am giving 600. So, if I give the depth of the beam is 600, then it will be safe and it is giving a report as okay. Okay, this is how we can do. So, there are some flexible components which are mentioned in yellow markings. If we can change, by changing that, we can do the design. A unknown person who is not having any knowledge about structure, he can do the design. The only thing is the knowledgeable person has to make the format which is in the Excel. That is the beauty of the Excel. So the next concept is reinforcement design. So in this reinforcement design, I need to find the area of the main reinforcement. Fine. So here see, choose the bar diameter for the main reinforcement. So we had already predefined it. I am giving equals. I am going up. See, diameter of the bar, first layer and second layer. First layer already defined, so I am giving enter. So it is coming to be 20. Again, second layer is 0. How much? It is 16. It is directly coming here. If I change here, instead of 16, if I give some 14 here, it gets automatically changed over here. What is that? Yeah, 14, right? So what I had given is 20 and 16. Whatever I change here, it gets automatically changed. So the same data, diameter of the bar in first layer and second layer, the same data I had entered here. See, diameter of the main reinforcement. That is, first layer is 20 and second layer is 16. I had taken from the predefined data. So I need to main thing is I need to find the required main reinforcement. So how to find? To find the area of the steel, basically we are going to use the equation, this equation, right? You know the mu limit. In this, you are going to find the value of AST. Okay, what happens? I think you had done in the previous semester. What happens while calculating the AST, you are going to get a quadratic equation, right? So it becomes a little complicated to solve here. So that I had made. If you are using this, just forget about this. So for this, I had made two simple equations. First, you need to find some constant. That is, Ru is equal to 4.6 into mu limit divided by FCK, that is compressive strength of concrete, that is 20 BD square. By this equation, you are going to get Ru, and to find AST, I had made one more equation. AST is equal to 0.5 divided by 0.5 FCK by Fy root of, okay, AST is equal to 0.5 FCK by Fy into 1 minus root of 1 minus Ru. Ru is the thing what you had found here, into B into D. Okay, now without wasting the time, we will apply the directly here. I know you came to know what is the concept, everything. So I am just applying here, which is equal to into 4.6 into mu limit, that is the maximum bending moment. Maximum bending moment is this one. I am entering it here. Before that, I will put one more bracket and I will enter one more bracket here. Okay, into 10 to the power 6. I am just converting the unit. Okay, divided by FCK BD square. So what is FCK? FCK is compressive strength of concrete grade into width into d square. D square means effective depth. Where is effective depth? I'm just giving enter. Sorry, one small mistake I had made here. Instead of giving effective depth, I had clicked effective length. Sorry. See, 0.56 you are going to get. That is RU. Don't get confused. RU is some constant. That constant is used to find the AST. Okay. Now I am applying directly formula for this. Is equal to, I am opening two brackets. Let me open three brackets. 0.5 into FCK, that is grade of the concrete. Okay, we can enter here only. Divided by what is Fy? What is Fy? Grade of steel 415. I'm just closing a bracket. Into, again I'm opening one more bracket. 1 minus, okay, square root. How to write square root? SQRT square root of 1 minus, what is there? 1 minus RU. RU is this one. I'm just closing a bracket here, and again I am closing one more bracket. They are given into breadth. Breadth means width of the beam, that is somewhere over here, 230, into depth, that is small d. Where is effective depth? Just a minute. 552. Fine, I'll give enter. It comes to be 1031. Okay, I'll just come here. The question C, M20 grade of concrete, Fe 500 steel, but we are given somehow it became 415. Just change it. Okay, I don't know how. 500. Just see, come here. Effective depth is okay, not an issue. Now the area of the steel is 856.01. Now we got the area of the steel. So the dia of the bar is 20 and 16. I'll just brush up here. So if I take a cross section of the beam like this, singly reinforced means it will only in the bottom for two layers. Okay, this 20 is the first layer, this is 20 mm dia bar, and this is 16 mm dia bar. Fine. So they are asking us to what is the area of the one bar. Okay, area of the bar. What is the formula for area of the bar? Is pi by 4 into d square. What is the value of d? Pi by 4 into the value of one dia bar is how much? 20. So pi by 4 into 20 square, it's somewhere it comes to be 314.16. Okay, I'll do here. I'll come here. So the important thing that you need to remember here is, what is the symbol for pi? Is equal to just capital letter Pi, open bracket, close bracket. So this is pi. Okay, let me open one bracket here. Pi into diameter of the bar, square of that. Okay, I am closing the bracket, divided by 4, 314.16. Okay, if you want for this, just don't waste your time in drawing the formula. Just come here, you'll get a symbol like this, plus just pull it. Okay, it will directly take. See, I'll just double click on this, it will directly take. So enter the number of bars, that is manual. I'll just make it yellow. Okay, this is what we need to give. Randomly let me give something, that is for the first layer, the number of bars in the first layer. Okay, let me give 2. Okay, this is manually, just rough calculation. This is again I will give 2. So, okay, next provided reinforcement. See, this is reinforcement required main reinforcement. This is provided reinforcement. Again the same condition prevails here, that is AST provided, what we are going to provide, that should be greater than AST required. So I need to find first, before that I need to work out for AST provided. So what is the formula for calculating AST provided? That is, see, area of one bar, that is area of one bar is 314.16, total number of bars is 2, right, plus again the second layer 201.06 into the number of bars is 2. If you calculate this, you will get an answer. It comes to be 1030.44. We need to check the safe by providing this condition. Okay, let me apply it here, which is equal to, I'll just open the bracket, area of the bar into number of bar, I'll just close the bracket, plus again open the bracket, plus this thing. Okay, just see this into and plus, I'm just entering, you are going to get 1030.44. Now I am going to apply the condition. So I'll just apply it directly, the same way what we had applied in the while calculating the DI effective. Okay, I'll just open the bracket. Before that, I'll just open the bracket. Okay, AST provided, I told you AST provided should be greater. AST provided should be greater than or equal to, I'll just zoom it up, greater than or equal to AST required. Okay, anyhow the condition is safe. Okay, at that time just press a comma, it will be safe, comma, if this condition doesn't satisfy, it should show unsafe. Okay, see, the condition is safe because provided is more than this thing. So I am just changing this 3 or 5. See, automatically the value is going to get changed. I just give you 1 here and 1 here. See, it became automatically unsafe. Okay, that is number of bars. This is flexible thing. Okay, everything, all the format for the design of reinforcement, just see here, the format complete thing is ready. The only thing that you need to go, that a person going to decide is what is the number of bars that has to be given. The number of bars, see, I am just pressing 2 here, again it is unsafe. If I press 2, it is safe. If I press 3, again it is safe. If I press 1, it shows, sorry, if I press 1 here, it is unsafe. It is safe. Okay, just by only the flexible thing. While designing the thing, if the format is ready, the only thing you need to change here is the flexible things that has been marked in the yellow marker. Okay, this is all about the reinforcement design.